Evening, folks and fuckers. Today, I thought I'd do something different. I thought today we would do a little discussion between me and a person who is currently between housing and street. As you guys know, over the past week, we've been suffering from the coldest days in Toronto. It's been very cold. We've lost two people, I believe, over the past week alone due to the cold weather advisory. So today we're just gonna put forth an interview with Matt here. Um, he's new to the YouTube fandom, so show him some love. And if you guys like this video, maybe we'll do another interview with him a little bit longer. But today, since my favorite partner is no longer here, he's actually away right now. I have to do all the editing and filming myself. We are going to be letting me do all that hard work. So bear with me, folks. It's going to be a rocky ride. So, I'll move up a little bit there on the phone. So you guys the mic is somewhere in the channel. I have to get another mic. But for now, earlier today we were discussing the City of Toronto councillors and how much they make, and it's alarming. Most City of Toronto councillors make just over $100,000 a year, which works out to just under $10,000. Just under $10,000 a month. My bad. So we were discussing what would you do with that kind of money if you had that kind of money a month. So have I heard there, Matt?
Well, basically, as it goes, me, myself, if I had that kind of money, I'd find a few backers, find somebody to help, and put together a shelter system that doesn't rely on the donations from the government or from private backers and has to rely on sharp boxes and Narcan to make sure that there's no deaths within a 24-hour span in their own place. The biggest problem I find is with that situation and that money comes greed. And you want to save a few bucks, you find the wrong people to put into it. These people are the people who believe the way to combat drugs on the street is to put out overdose kits, safety kits, give crack pipes to the homeless. I'm sorry, I've never touched the stuff in my life, I never will, but I don't see the use for it. I don't see why we have to put up with that.
Okay, so with that being said and done, then from business perspective here, what we're talking about is the City of Toronto. Recently, I think it's over the past 5 years, they've been giving out government-approved crack pipes and screens and everything else like that to users of illicit drugs within the borders and confines of the downtown Toronto area. I'm going to agree to disagree. Unfortunately, I'm going to test with this. Where there's need, there's always going to be people saying, well, at least they're getting something clean from somebody else. They're not going out and just using the same crack pipe and sharing it and blah, 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 blah. The problem with that, though, is as I'm a former drug addict, as most people already know. The problem with that is, though, you're freely giving people who have never done the drug the want to try it, which is opening up the whole new can of worms for addiction and death and everything else like that. In Vancouver, for that matter, they've got safe injection sites where it's like a little outhouse. You go in, you lock the door, you do your shit. If you don't leave within 2 hours, somebody comes and checks on you. And if you're sleeping, you're sleeping. If you're dead, you're dead. They take you out. They take you to the morgue, whatever. They don't shut down the whole fiasco just because one person has died. But in Toronto, we don't have that. In Toronto, we've got street corners, back alleys, behind squad cars that are parked. I don't know where the hell people do drugs anymore. I haven't done drugs in 10 years. So,
Usually Tim Hortons or McDonald's.
yeah. and I've walked in several times into certain Tim Hortons where people have overdosed in those bathrooms. And the narco is good to have if you have it on you and you know how to use it. If you don't, it's not really a good idea.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, you're an idiot. It's not hard to put something up someone's nose. Um, okay. Next question for Mr. Matt here. Your thoughts on Ontario axing this basic income thing that we were discussing earlier. For those of you that don't know, Ontario tried, when we still had the Liberal government, to instill a project to see if people could live on a set income that was significantly higher than welfare allows and disability allows. But the new Tory government, led by Mr. Doug Ford, not to be confused with his brother Rob, Cracky McCrack, axed it because the belief was it would cost an estimated $18 billion a year to keep this pilot project open. Your thoughts on this one?
All right. Well, like you said, let's not get started on Doug.
He's a Ford, that's all it is.
The only good Ford was the Ford Model T.
And even then it broke down.
Yeah. Anyways, to keep it short and simple, the same guy who took away carbon tax and safety emissions and is shutting down OSAP is telling the rest of Ontario that, oh, sorry, we can't give you the money we said we were going to give you. So if you're below the poverty line, big F you.
Okay.
I'm trying not to swear. I don't know.
Oh, you're allowed to swear.
Okay. So it's a giant fuck you to the rest of us who get that measly little bit to live off of for a month. The joke when I was on the streets was you get about $600 and some odd dollars from basic needs. A gun costs roughly around, $500 to $600.
On the black market, yeah.
And a bullet is about $100. You have enough to kill yourself.
Ironically enough, it's actually very true. In the city, as most of you can see through the news outlets have been talking about, our extremely high crime rate of murders over the past year and some. It's not really the GTA for Greater Toronto area is now the GTA for Grand Theft Auto. Not many people are being killed for their cars, mind you, but come on.
Your shoes, your jacket.
Whatever the fuck it is they want, they'll take it.
Pocket.
Yeah.
Oh, you just walk down the street with a joint? This guy wants to rob you?
Oh, it's
Who's going to stop them?
Top example. Last summer, I'm pretty sure I talked about this in an earlier video. Last summer, there was a guy at Dundas Square that was stabbed because he looked at this guy's girlfriend and smirked. He didn't. I don't think he died, but he got stabbed because he looked at this guy's girlfriend and smirked. The week before that, a guy was playing Pokemon Go, facing his phone. I don't condone Pokemon Go use. Better just went like this. And he bumped into somebody, buddy stabbed him. Over a fucking video game. What the fuck?
Pokemon Go is bad, kids. Just
don't do it. Don't do it. There's too much to do with that shit.
Stick to RuneScape or Diablo. That shit's good.
Or get a game console like a normal adult. Kids, bug your parents for an Xbox One.
Believe me, it's fun. But, again, both Rob and Doug Ford, let's just put it this way. There are legends about these guys from when I was homeless.
There always will be legends.
I'm pretty sure if we were to bring them up, we might get shut down.
So we're not going to bring them up, but we'll put it this way for you as blunt as we can, okay? Rob Ford came to my building before he passed away like 3 years ago. He walked in here, and the first thing somebody asked him was, "So, you looking for a new dealer?" It's a thought,
And
and
that's where we leave
we're
that.
leaving that one. So yeah, you know,
So for him to be shutting down basic income basically just tells you exactly where we stand, not only as Ontario, but almost as a country. Like, I mean, we refuse to take care of our veterans. We refuse to take care of our homeless. We refuse to take care of our sick, our needy, our elders, our diseased. We refuse to take care of the people who own this country long before we ever came here. We There's a lot of issues, and
yeah.
this is only the tip of a fucking iceberg.
And these are things we can cover in a later video. Unfortunately, we've hit the 10-minute mark. We're gonna finish off this commentary, I guess you would call it that, on a brighter side of things. For those of you that don't realize, and you've clicked on this channel thinking you'll find nothing but comedy, I'm sad to mistake you. I will be still doing comedy videos. They only occur where I feel comical. So, for the most part, right now as it stands, we at the Yeti Show are working on making a documentary about street life. As everybody already knows, I've been a veteran of the streets for 20 years. I'm just now getting used to sleeping in a bed, so thumbs up for me. Um, so we'll discuss this at a later time. But let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are on this issue. I want you to, if you can, please comment, what would you do with City of Toronto councillor money? You can be as discreet as you want. You can be as open as you want. If you want to say you would spend it on blowing hookers, hey, blowing hookers.
It wouldn't be too far out of this realm of Toronto.
So we'll do that.
I've seen things.
Yeah, we've all seen things. We all know things, and we already know that I don't want to disappear. But hey, it's interwebs. Things happen, you know. So from me and Mr. Matt here, and our lovely fucking camera guy who's no longer here, Mr. Morb1d Manskull, we will catch you in the next video. He ran away.
Why?
He wanted to panhandle.
Oh, fucking good. That's my job.
Yeah, well, you know, to each their own. Just remember, no city council's going to give you 10 grand. But hey, a stripper might drop it. I don't know.
Or mysteriously a Brinks truck. Don't let anyone know.
Yeah, if you see my wall, it's gray. It has wheels and it says Brinks on the side. Just shave a haircut and run because they'll shoot you.
Mine's G4.
Yeah, see, he's got a better wall than I do because he likes Italian leather. We'll catch you guys next time.